Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Lol Tourney's 5v5 mixed tournament this Sunday. I am Pyrotechnics, and I am joined by Sin, whose camera got swallowed up by the void today, so we won't quite be seeing his beautiful face, but we will hear him.
Yeah, sorry guys, Kog'Maw came to my house, ate it all up.
Yeah, I don't want to see what's on the inside of Kog'Maw's stomach, to be honest with you, so I'm kind of glad it's off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so both these teams have made it into the third round. Very commanding performances. We've got on the left side, No Logic Gaming, and their opponents will be the real Bullimic Housewives.
Oh my gosh, these names. Real Bullimic Housewives versus No Logic Gaming.
We got to start something new. We got to get a name more best for, but yeah, they're not wasting any time in the bans, man. Let's go over these here. No Logic went with Yasuo, Gragas, and Kassadin. So Yasuo and Kassadin makes a lot of sense, I think, but Gragas is a little bit off.
No, I think the Gragas is worth it. He's such a solid mid laner. He's very hard to gank, tough to kill, can't really burst him because of his damage reduction on his Drunken Rage. And he's got such good wave clear, great initiate and disengage. So I totally understand that ban.
All right, the other bans, of course, are fairly common too. I think Shyvana, Elise, and LeBlanc. Elise I actually don't see banned a lot, but she is a very powerful jungler. Yeah, it's a completely sensible pick.
I put her on the same level as Lee Sin and Vi for ban-worthy champions, especially out of the jungle. I mean, that's really the only places she's played anymore. Yeah, no, those are pretty standard picks across the board. I like them. I like those bans.
And now, speaking of Vi, the first pickup on Money 16 over there for No Logic Gaming. Yeah, that's a Vi pickup, obviously going to be going to the jungle. And I think that's a smart pick, because when you've got open champions like Wukong and Vi, you might as well lock that first, because the junglers in this tanky meta are the ones that really carry the game hard.
I was going to say that junglers seem to have, especially in the last couple of weeks, even months, junglers have the most effect on the early game, more than any other person. And if they do well, their team does well. But I think that maybe that Vi pickup, the Elise ban was specifically because they wanted the Vi, and they didn't want to deal with her at all, because Elise does pretty well against Vi.
Yeah, well, it's actually the other team that banned Elise, so I think that might have been a good reactive pickup. And no, it's a solid choice though all around. I thought maybe Wukong might have been an option as well, but neither team is going to go with him. We have Jarvan picked up on the other side, so a bit of a throwback jungler, but still a powerful one nonetheless. Or we could see something like we saw last Friday, him going in the mid lane.
I've seen a ton of Jarvan pickups recently, more commonly in the jungle, but like you said, 2 Jarvan picks into the mid lane, absolutely dominating the Lulu picks recently. It could just be that the player was good at him, or it's a hard counter, but Jarvan seems to be getting a lot more play.
Yeah, he's getting some love recently, and I've got to say I like it. I think he's got a lot of solid utility kit to work with a lot of varieties of teams, and he's got a good pair up with him right now. The other champions, in fact, we've already got all of the picks locked up, and Leona as real bot lane, I like that, but he's going to be up against a Caitlyn and Morgana. Morgana, as we've been discussing, getting a lot of love in the support role.
I was about to say that right as you said that, Morgana and Caitlyn is arguably the strongest lane period in the bot lane. Really only rivaled by maybe Leona Jinx, but even then, people are saying that Caitlyn and Morgana are the strongest, almost impossible to catch, great poke, great safety in the lane, obviously, and Caitlyn just hard farms, takes herself to the end game, and 6-item Caitlyn.
Yeah. Now, the top and mid lanes are kind of interesting. We see sort of a back and forth counter going on. Renekton taken for the top lane by Jesus, that's a hilarious name. But the pick against him is a Ryze. So a really lock-up bursty mage to try and stop the alligator. That's an interesting pickup.
Yeah, that's a very odd choice. I think that was done a while back, like a long while back, partway into Season 3, that Ryze was a good counter to a lot of the top lane bruisers because of his lockup, and because they don't generally stack magic resistance early. I mean, they can go for the Spirit Visage, but a Sorcerer's Boots will get you all this sort of penetration you need early, and Ryze really just builds off of mana, and he can get somewhat tanky from that. Rod of Ages, Glacial Shroud, that sort of thing. Does really well against AD Bruisers.
I'm looking for a lot of burst AP. I mean, Ezreal can also scale pretty well off it, and Fanzer will be looking to build a Triforce without a doubt in this game. The mid lane also, Props is going to be rocking the Ziggs versus an Akali for J-Pope. Well, Akali could actually go top lane, but it's much more likely that we'll see that in the mid to try and shut him down.
Very unlikely that we'll see Renekton versus Ziggs, although I don't think Renekton... It would be cool. I don't think Renekton would do too badly. He just would get pushed pretty quickly. Ziggs would just keep shoving the lane, and Renekton would be forced to CS under the turret, and we would probably see Ziggs siege him.
Yeah, I think J-Pope's best bet is probably going to be to rock that mid and let Renekton fend for himself against Ryze in the top. I think this mid lane is going to be a really interesting matchup because Akali is picked almost certainly to try and counter Ziggs, close the gaps, get a kill off on him real quick, but he has a lot of escapes built in.
Yeah, and that's true, but it's definitely going to be explosive.
You know what I mean? I guarantee you that much. So, getting down into the minute and a half of this match, let's go into a quick lightning round. I want your take on every single lane matchup, including the jungle.
Okay, lane matchup, bot lane first. It's my favorite. Caitlyn Morgana has the edge over Leona Ezreal. Caitlyn outranges Ezreal. Morgana's Black Shield blocks out Leona. The snare from Morgana will be key when Vi ganks. Jarvan Vi, that's sort of a toss-up. Jarvan has strong ganks, but Vi has stronger ganks at level 6. She has more damage output, but arguably Jarvan has more possible he has more CC potential with his knockup. He can hit 3-4 people with that, no problem. Mid lane, Akali versus Ziggs. That's going to be very, very reliant on how good or how well Ziggs can farm, how well Ziggs can survive, and how well Akali can harass and also survive. Akali needs to hit level 6. When she's level 6, that's when she can get aggressive with Ziggs. She will probably poke, but we probably won't see too many all-ins pre-6. Top lane. It's going to be Renekton versus Ryze. We already talked about that. Ryze does pretty well against AD Bruisers, and we can see he took teleport. So he's not really looking to kill Renekton. He's just looking to minimize his impact, minimize his farm, and really sort of be a long-term counter. Ryze scales so well into the end game, so we'll probably see him focus on the end there.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a game of control versus burst and kills.
Yeah.
A lot of the early game kills start going in favor of No Logic, then we'll see them start to snowball really hard in every lane that they pick those up in. If that doesn't happen, then I think I'm going to start giving the edge over to the Bullimic Housewives because they'll have a really good late game team comp. Both teams, though, I think this is a fantastic setup, and this will be a really, really good match. You don't get to the third round of LoL tourneys without doing something right. So we'll get into the favorite part of the game, though. Guys, you ready for Skin War Best War? Skin War
Best War, love it.
Yeah, this one's a little bit more exciting than the last one. We'll see all five players are on each team are just about loaded in. Fans are almost connected yet, but we'll start with their opponents up in the top. It's going to be No Logic Gaming rocking Officer Vi, Arctic Warfare Caitlyn, Full Party Renekton. So that's a
no Akali skin. No Akali skin. I'm so sad.
No skin either. But we do have Piltover's Finest on the case, so that's kind of cool. Although it looks like it got a little bit cold, a little too early for Caitlyn. So ICC's all is going to be rocking that Arctic Warfare. Their opponents, they've also got 3 skins. Oh, excuse me, no, it's only 2. Yeah. Valkyrie Leona and Snowday Siggs. So the win for that one definitely goes over to No Logic Gaming, but I like these skins. These are all really solid pickups. Pool Party Renekton might be my favorite.
Pool Party Renekton is probably my favorite skin of the whole bunch. I'm really sad not seeing the Akali skin. My personal favorite is Striker Akali. Or is it All-Star Akali? Whichever.
Yeah, that one. Striker Ez is what you're thinking of.
Striker Ezreal and All-Star Akali. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, just looking at the loading screens, this feels like it's going to be an uneven matchup just based on ranking. But we know we've seen players at lower levels take on players at higher levels and do well. And a lot of people have argued that it's not necessarily mechanical skill that separates people. It's decision making, positioning, and more of, I guess, a deeper understanding of the game and other champion matchups. So I want to say that No Logic Gaming has the edge at the end, only because of player experience and player confidence. They'll be confident players. They'll know what to do when they get to the end game. But at the same time, Bullimic Housewives, they look like a good team comp to take into the end game. You have good wave clear with Ziggs, good poke with Ezreal, a fair bit of CC with Jarvan and Leona, good AoE from Ryze, strong late game champions in general. So it really is going to come down to this game. How well can one team snowball, if they snowball at all?
Yeah, we are going to be loading into that game right now, and I think the early game item picks will tell a lot because there's some slightly different picks. Off meta, of course, being the name of the game for real Bullimic Housewives, the Rock and the Ryze in the top lane. Are they going to take something interesting? Ryze is going to actually start with the Sapphire Crystal, so he'll be looking to build that Tear of the Goddess real quick.
I don't know how I feel about that. Ryze still scales off AP pretty well, and a lot of people think of him as a mana caster, and that's fine. But he sort of does a bit of both now, the way that with Riot has been shifting his values. So I still think Doran's Ring would be a better start. It gives him that bonus AP. It gives him that bonus health, mana regen. Still gives him 2 potions. I know it delays his build a little bit, but it would be a little bit safer.
You should direct the camera.
Oh my gosh, I see it.
Up to the Baron bush. We got Zillt. Jesus is continually jumping in his chair.
I love his name. I absolutely love his name.
Oh yeah,
Zillt Jesus.
This guy is hilarious. I might want to root for them just for that, but it looks like a more conventional positioning is being adopted for real Bullimic Housewives. They're looking to guard their own blue buff, and Wise Hobbit poking out a little bit farther there, but 2016 could launch a nice little dark binding on him, and Ezra's going to chase him off. Fans are taking a mystic shot at his face and saying, "Get out of here."
Fans are how BM. They just wanted to have a chat. Maybe Morgana's got a little crush on him. Morgana's just crushing on Jarvan, you know. They didn't want to be on enemy teams.
It's pretty handsome, Demacian Prince. Yeah, they're going to take this blue buff, no problem, though. There's just about everybody except Ryze sitting at that blue lane, looking to guard it. And Vi's going to be actually taking her red buff to start. So we'll see some early ganks out of the Piltover Enforcer.
Yeah, and this is really good for Jarvan. He's going to get cleared through that buff a little bit faster than Vi. So, but admittedly, Ezreal and are going to get a little bit later to lane. They might not even miss a CS here. Ezreal, yep, great play for them. Jarvan gets cleared quickly, and Ezreal doesn't miss anything.
Yeah, so far so good. Now, the early game item builds, with the exception of the top lane, are obviously very, very standard. Both junglers starting with the machete. The mid lane being Doran's Ring, actually, or Doran's Ring picked up for Ziggs, and Doran's Shield picked up for Kali. So she's going to be looking to sustain until that later game when she can start one-shotting and bursting down.
Right, and Doran's Shield is the correct pickup in my opinion. Oh, and wow,
aggressiveness from Renekton. Yeah, Zillt to Jesus takes a lot of damage early on from Ryze. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. I'm not sure if I can. But Ryze gets answered right back, though.
Let me give this a shot.
Celebrity Gardener, I think.
We'll call him Celeb Gardener.
It is the real Bullimic Housewives. I think it's Celebrity Gardener.
I love it.
Yeah, these names are really creative. These guys, and now Zillt to Jesus is taken really low, so we can't bully that well against Ryze. This looks so far to be a good pickup, and the only reason he's a bit ahead in farm right now, because he's been shoving in there with a slice of this. Wow, Vi's coming in. Dirty Hobo and Wise Hobbit are right there fighting in the tri-bush, and now that they're both discovered, they're gonna have to back off. So they were both looking to gank at the same time. Smacked heads right in the tri-bush.
And that's pretty standard. That's pretty standard for jungle routes. I mean, most junglers will start on, well, for Jarvan, he starts blue, in this case. Vi starts red. They both clear up their second buffs, head to top lane. And this is the timing. About just over 3 minutes is when both junglers usually hit the top lane if they've got similar clears. So it's not really all that surprising. Oh, no.
They're going at each other again. Here they go. Wow, well, Wise Hobbit dives right into that tri-bush, but Dirty Hobo was hanging around like a bad smell, and Hobbit has to get out of there. Now, Money 16 taking a little bit of damage on the bot lane, launches a Dark Binding, locks fans are up, but Money 16 could be the first blood in this game. Ezreal's going to Mystic or Arcane Shift away, and so far, so nothing, because He Sees All is dealing a lot of damage to both half metal and him. Oh, he gets locked up again.
Oh my gosh,
Morgana. Flash away. Is it going to be enough?
There it is.
Gets the first blood with the Mystic shot.
Great play. Oh my gosh, and it's still going.
Then some. Here they go. They're diving the tower, and Half Metal stays a little bit too long. Fans are just out of range of that built-over Peacemaker. What a fantastic job by the bot lane of Real Bullimic Housewives, picking up that first blood.
I gotta say, I am very surprised. That is a safe bot lane by Caitlyn and Morgana. We saw them get bullied. And Leona's timing was great. She knew exactly how long Morgana's Black Shield had left on cooldown, and re-engaged as soon as she had all three of her abilities and said, I'm gonna get you. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, you can see Vi realizing, okay, priorities have shifted a little bit. I got to get to the mid and the bot lane to lock this up, because top, even though Ryze a little bit ahead of Renekton here, the Alligator's been able to hold off without dying, and that's really all he has to do right now. Yeah, he can get controlled, but
this
I
is
don't know.
This is where Ryze needs to be.
Blade.
Oh
Sorry,
wow, on the bot lane.
Sorry, the bot lane, man.
Well,
no,
I'm watching both. I'm trying to keep back and forth.
Look at this.
It's so
close. Down to like
close.
20 health, and that's a really bruisery top lane. There's so much action in this game already, but we can see that the Real Bullimic Housewives, with that first blood, have pulled a little bit ahead, and they're farming. They're actually, for the most part, out farming their lanes. The exception being mid lane. J-Pope picking up about 10 more minion kills than Props has been able to.
Yeah, and that's really just based on the fact that Ziggs doesn't seem to have any mana. I mean, Doran's Ring is good, but if he doesn't have any mana regen runes or any points in the utility tree, he's probably sitting on very little mana regen, and he could really, really utilize a Chalice right now. Does he even have the money for it? He does. He has enough for Chalice.
Yeah, I think he'll be picking it up. He doesn't want to be taking magic damage from Akali. The alternative would have been
this is the problem, though.
Tear the Goddess, but yeah, I think so.
Look at Akali, though. She has hit level 6, and now she zones him out. He is forced to wait until she gets to, well, until the minions get to the turret. And
oh, come on, Jarvan, where are you? Props need you, bro. Now, here comes Dirty
no.
Hobo around the side. Looks like Celebrity Gardener's locked up. There it goes. He gets taken down. Zilla to Jesus slice and dices his way to another kill. Well, a first kill, actually. And they've just about evened up the gold lead with that.
Yeah, they've actually pulled slightly ahead, and that was a quick buy to go straight for a Negatron Cloak on Renekton. You can see he's probably going to rush to that Spectre's Cowl, turn it into a Spirit Visage early, and just eliminate the harass that Ryze can place on him. Ryze took a little bit too long to back. He had the money. He could have gone back for a Glacial Shroud, and honestly, I would have. At that point, realizing, hey, Renekton has a full item over me. I don't have any defensive stats, only a Mana Crystal. Don't have a ward. Now is the time to leave. And he stayed, and he paid for it.
Yeah, and Dirty Hobo, speaking of staying, it's been kind of a camp in top lane there, and he's forced Jarvan to come around the side as well to try and protect Ryze should any other mishaps occur. But Vi has been extremely mobile. Dirty Hobo doing a good job, make his presence known in the mid and the top lane. He's left bot well enough alone, and that's okay right now because it's been traded pretty evenly. Farm is actually dead on, despite the fact that Morgana gave up the first blood. It doesn't really matter because ICC Zal has been able to stay in lane the entire time. Both have double Dorans too, so they're kind of mirroring each other's builds right now.
And we can see Renekton is still taking a ton of harass from Ryze, but he bought like 4 potions. He does not care now. And he shouldn't. He has a Negatron Cloak, has potions going. He still has the sustain from his Q, so if he continues to utilize that properly, he should be pretty okay in his lane. At least until later.
Now, Fans just got to watch out that he doesn't get hit by any more of those dark bindings. One launches on him, and before he knows it, he's already down to hell. It's crazy. Now, Zilla to Jesus taking a lot of damage, but Tyson dices his way right back in to Ryze, and they're going to back off from each other. This is really a precarious situation for both the top laners, and now we've got a roaming Akali going around to the red buff. If she's going to be accompanied by Vi, and they're looking to take out Ryze under his own tower.
We're going to see a very dead Ryze very, very quickly if he does not leave. He's now thinks he's safe. He doesn't know.
Nope, this is a triple. Here it goes. That's going to be one dead Ryze. You called it. And what a nice roam by mid lane to come up along with the jungler. Ziggs had no idea. He had backed at the time, actually.
And that was not even necessary. They could have had one. Renekton only needed Akali, only needed Vi. Just one of them would have done the trick. They had so much damage onto that Ryze. He just exploded, and they're doing exactly what they should.
They got Jarvan too. I mean, look at this. Now Vi's looking to take. Oh, Akali's gonna dive in. J-Pump takes out Wisehoppet, dives him under his second tier turret. What a ballsy move! And J-Pump gets out with just a couple of turret shots, and they look like they're poised to steal Red away as well. No, actually, it's gone.
Well,
because Vi took it.
Yeah, because Vi took it. And honestly, this is the right strategy. It's the strategy to deal with Rise that you have dealing with Trundle. You keep him down early. Rise looks like he wants to be aggressive here, but oh my gosh.
Yeah, Zilla to Jesus is very much keeping himself alive with that Negatron cloak. It's a good pickup for him, and I think he's not going to worry about it. Just backs under his own tower. They've taken a pretty decent lead in this. Here comes Vi with the assault and battery into the mid lane. Satchel charge is going to pop a little bit late. Gets out okay. J-Pope almost lands a big wombo combo on him and going to force Ziggs out of lane for the time being. Nice job of to zone Ziggs away from that.
I think that was. Yeah, I think that was the best sat charge I've seen from Ziggs.
No,
in quite some time. Oh, he misses the Q.
Yep, yeah, he does get the ignite down, but J-Pope, that's not going to be enough to kill him. And yeah, okay, there it goes again. Now Jarvan hanging around in the bot lane. Wise Hobbit trying to make something of a presence of himself. But this bot lane has kind of been stagnant for a while. It's actually been the most boring of all the 3 lanes.
Which is actually kind of incredible because see an aggressive AD carry in the form of Caitlyn, and we see a mobile AD carry form of Ezreal, and an aggressive support in the form of Leona. We would think that we'd see a lot more action on their lane. Yeah,
well, there's just been too much in the top. It's not even really that it is boring. It's just that by comparison. Now, Ryze is going to get locked up again. He's also knocking Zilla to Jesus for a little bit of damage as well. Clearing wards over by the Dragon Pit. So far, neither team has been able to take that Dragon objective because there hasn't been any clear push in the bot lane.
And wow, we might see a dive.
Zilla to Jesus has taken Ryze. He's already like about a third of his health, and Alligator's going to get out just fine.
Yeah,
this is looking really bad in this top lane.
Well, this is what is going to happen when he's got a Spectre's Cowl this early. He's got a lot of health regen, and every time he gets hit by absolutely, he's going to, any champion damage, he's going to regen. So Ryze, and there's the binding.
Bot lane, though. Yep, Dark Binding and the ultimate coming out for Money 16, but he's taken really low. Ezreal's going to almost fix up a kill, but Money 16 ends up getting the kill finally onto Leona. Here comes Dirty Hobo Joe to try and lock up another one. Ezreal's going to flash away. Fanzer taking no chances.
I was going to say, he flashed a little bit prematurely. He could have waited for the assault and battery, draw her back with the flash if she had gone for it. It wasn't even off cooldown when he flashed, but obviously he didn't know that.
Yeah,
Ryze teleporting top.
When you see Vi, she's set up so many kills right now. It's been really dangerous. Zilla to Jesus is backdooring all the minions, or rather he's proxying all the minions. J-Pope is setting up the... this is really dangerous. He didn't fall for the bait. J-Pope now dived without the help of his Alligator teammate, and I think they can still pick up this kill, though. J-Pope really low. He gets the kill. Zilla to Jesus taking the tower aggro, and that is a nice kill pickup. Yeah. What a fantastic roam. Macaulay's 3-0 right now.
Yeah, they're placing so much pressure on this top lane, and I think this is something I want to point this out, and I would like to say to most junglers, I believe this is a mistake. Do not skip your Spirit Stone finished item. The finished Spirit Stone gives you so much gold and so much damage, which in whatever form, or so much tank, whatever form you want to go. Ancient Golem, Spectral Wraith, Elder Lizard, and Leona.
Yeah, Leona's gonna get locked up, but she also Zenith plated in, and IZC's all is well protected by that shield.
Oh
wow,
my gosh.
Taken really low. Ezreal trying to block it, but it doesn't matter. Morgana picks up the kill finally with an auto attack. And Money 16, yeah, Fanzer's really low here. This is dangerous. Money 16's low as well, but ICC's all is doing a fantastic job despite not having any kills in this game. And you're totally right about the Spirit Stone. I also wanted to point out Jarvan's choice of boots. With the nerf recently to the out of combat bonus for boots of mobility, they're kind of not useless, but not nearly as good as they used to be.
They're definitely a weaker choice. They're not the be all and end all for junglers anymore.
Yeah, I would have gone Ninja Tabby if I were. Well, yeah, Ninja Tabby against this AD heavy team. I would have gone for Jarvan. Maybe a Murktrise if you're really worried about getting locked up, or even if you want to be attacking the Berserker Greaves, or not Greaves, excuse me.
Yeah, I would never go Berserker Greaves, particularly on Jarvan. If you're going to go for anything, maybe the Ionian Boots if you want something that isn't Mercury Treads or Ninja Tabby. But I kind of have to agree with you. Ninja Tabby's the right. Oh, yep. And Ryze.
Oh, yeah, another
Ryze.
Nice J-Pope is terrifying at this point. 4-0. None of those kills onto Ziggs. Those have all been roams.
Yeah, Akali doing exactly what she should. Level 6. Oh, and here's the gank on
Props gets locked up by an assault and battery. He lands the bomb minefield Hextech explosive, excuse me, but it doesn't really matter all that much. Vi's going to be able to 1v1 him. They don't even need J-Pope to come in here, and they're going to take the second, this first turret of the mid lane. They've already got the top one, and even though we've got Bullimic Housewives pushing on the bot lane, it's not really going to matter. And ooh, they're posturing for a dragon actually.
And this is sort of what I was saying before, is that the quality of player is a little bit different. It's not because of mechanical skill. We could see that. They were keeping up very well in their lanes. The junglers were doing pretty similar things early on. But
it's the decision making.
The decision making.
The tactical decisions by J-Pope have been fantastic. Renekton doing his best to bait Ryze out from under tower, and they allowed 4 kills. One of those was actually a dive, but still 4 big pickup kills, and they now control the dragon pit. They now have top lane taken. They could shove mid lane very easily. They're actually just going to posture for a dragon and then go around to shove that bot lane, I think. But there's going to be a fight here. Everybody from Bullimic Housewives is collapsing onto this, and they're going a little bit too far. Renekton pushing in without any help right now. Ryze looking to take out a couple of wards. There are a couple of pinks actually right here, and they want to catch him, but there's only 2 people. Vi is not in the area. There it goes. Locked up. Nice job by Half Metal, and they are taking out all the wards in and around the dragon pit, trying to reset. And here comes J-Pope around the side, but there's no support from his teammates just yet.
Yeah, and they've kind of caught Callie.
Dirty Hobo Joe! Props is the one who gets locked up. J-Pope picks up the kill very fast. Ryze is now the next lockup target. He's going to go down without a fight. Double kill goes to Akali. This mid lane turret is looking to be in trouble. Wise Hobbit, the only one there to defend it. And yeah, I think this is problematic. Half Metal is going around to be in the blue side bush. This is not going to be a very easily defended turret with only Fanzer and Wise Hobbit on it. They're going to push on it, no trouble. Still to Jesus and J-Pope pushing it on. And they're looking for bot turret too.
Yeah, there's the threat. They couldn't defend the turret because they knew Renekton still had ultimate. Akali can dive onto them, still had flash, fully capable of killing either one of them if they stayed just a little too long near that turret. So they backed off wisely, but they had to give up the mid lane.
Yeah, 3 turrets taken now for No Logic Gaming.
They've almost stretched their lead to 10k.
Yeah, they've got a huge lead. They could extend that with the dragon that they could take right. Actually, dragon's already gone. I completely missed when they took it, so they've already gotten way far ahead in this game. And now that they have 3 turrets answered for none, they can just keep laning. And it's a really dangerous situation for real Bullimic Housewives to be involved in because they've got nothing to fall back to.
Yeah, this is really rough, and I'm worried about what can be done. Oh, and they're waiting in ambush. Oh, and oh, wow. Okay, so Ezreal just arcane flashed on top of his flash ultimate, and Akali's going to be diving anyways. Oh, he does pick it up. Way to go. Well done.
A little bit greedy by J-Pope to try and pick off that kill. Nice little dive under tower there, but it wasn't enough, and Ezreal ulting with his True Shot Barrage, just enough to pick him off. Nice shutdown.
Akali would probably saw that and said, he's burned his flash, he's burned his arcane shift, now's the time. He can't get away from me. But he kind of got caught under the turret, wasn't cloaked, took a Ezreal ultimate and a Ziggs ultimate square to the face. They're really, I mean, he underestimated Ezreal's burst damage. He believes that Ezreal is behind as much as, say, Ziggs or Ryze are behind. But Ezreal has 112 farm, 2 kills. Well, one of those is just Akali, but that's a bloodthirster. That's enough.
Yeah, Ezreal is kind of being the shining light in this team right now. He's got both the kills, and yeah, that's a pretty big spread to compensate for with 11 for No Logic, and that's, a lot of that's Akali roams, but she got a little bit greedy there. She paid for it, and, that is a bit of a turnaround. So nice job by Ezreal picking that up under his own tower. Ryze now being locked up in the top lane, and, oh, wow, Vi is 2v1ing. Props could go down before Wise Hobbit actually takes him out, and I think, there we go, there's the Assault and Battery. It's going to land. Here comes Renekton. Vi is going to get flashed away on Props, still getting chased down by Zilla to Jesus, and now Dirty Hobo Joe and yeah, Wise Hobbit are going to say, all right, we're going to back off gentleman's agreement. But that was Props going down, and
Akali might be diving for Ryze.
Yep. Props to all of this team over here on the blue side. They're diving in. They take the turret.
My gosh.
They don't care that there's 2-tier turrets in the way. J-Pope making these tactical, ballsy decisions. They can push on the top tower, but now they're chasing Leona through their own jungle in the bot lane. IZC Zal is going to be taking him out easily.
Yeah, and this is...
Nice flash.
Man, Oh,
Yeah,
Akali.
the chase up. They're chasing
Not
really hard.
Akali.
There's still a Caliburnet there. IZC's all is trying to chase now through their own jungle. And
Oh, it misses the
Piltover
Piltover.
Peacemaker. Yeah, now here comes
Oh.
Whitesoft to lock him up. And Jarvan tanks the ace in the hole. They're going to have to get out of there. Money 16 is really low now. Has a lot of mana. They want to bait this, but I don't think it's the wisest choice. And Ash just going all the way back in just to pop a ward.
Yeah,
Top lane's
and
being taken too.
well, and we said that Leona was being chased, but right before that, Leona and Ezreal had picked a fight with Morgana and Caitlyn, and they almost got the Morgana, but really, that's not the target you want. I know Morgana is doing damage. She has the Zhonya's Hourglass. She has... Oh, and
Yeah,
poor
speaking of damage,
Ziggs.
Props is getting locked up so fast.
Oh,
J-Pope just
boy.
hiding in the bushes to take him out, and that is a Fed Akali. Zolta Jesus is biting off a little more than he can chew right here. He doesn't see
Oh, and he
Ezreal
steals the
also
red.
in there with Ryze, and yeah, he's gonna get taken out. That's gonna be a red buff given over. Will he get out? No, he actually is escaping. Nope, Fanzer picks him up on a mystic shot. Nicely done. You can't run forever, Renekton, and they're just making a few sloppy mistakes now.
Well, they can afford to. If there's a lead that you can kind of play with, this is it. You're 10,000 gold ahead. The right people are fed. You have Morgana with 3-1-3, and she's not the carry, but she turns into an AP carry, and the faster you can get her there, the more AoE damage you'll see in the team fights. And Akali, she has 8 kills! 8 kills
Yeah,
at
they
20
need to
minutes.
shut her down more than just that once.
Oh.
And, you know, if I'm real Bullimic Housewives right now, I gotta be stacking MR because there's no way I'm worried about Caitlyn versus Akali versus Morgana. Renekton
Right.
can start getting big, but he's really not the problem right now. Yeah, he's been locking up Ryze, but that's really not that big a deal. Ryze continues to free farm. He's building armor though, and that's not what you want. A Frozen Heart, great for the laning phase, but guess what? The laning phase is done. You already lost your tower. So you got to start building some magic resist if you want to stay alive. And this could be a real problem. Ryze building tanky is kind of an unorthodox choice.
Well,
Now,
it's
Panzer,
really
Panzer
his
is
only
looking to
option.
get locked up by Akali,
Oh,
though.
Panzer.
He has to Mystic Shift away. He pops his barrier. Is it going to be enough? J-Pope dives all the way under tower, and the tower won't be enough to kill her with the dash away. Dirty Hobo Joe there to relief mop up the tower, and J-Pope continues his kill spree. That's a very big assassin right now.
Yeah, and Akali's probably sitting on, what, close to... Yeah, 2,000 gold. She's going to go back, finish the Gunblade in one buy, which is scary.
Yeah, that's even more burst. I mean, I honestly, she could go for a DFG if she wanted. The
Yeah.
Gunblade's not a terrible pickup, just for
I like Gunblade on
just for the
Akali,
hybrid
personally.
damage. Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
it's-
it scales pretty well with her abilities.
People really underestimate the active's effectiveness. It does damage based on your AP, and it lowers the cooldown on the item, which is already only 60 seconds, but every basic attacks and single target spells on champions, which is almost everything that Akali has, lowers the cooldown by 3 seconds. She gets a full combo off after firing off the Gunblade. She has that thing down to 30 seconds so fast. It's really very effective item on Akali, and I think it's very underrated.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Bullimic Housewives, they need to really make something happen here. They're going to give up a dragon for nothing because there's really no map control that they have now that they've lost a couple of tier turrets. Ryze doing his best to defend the second tier top, but it's going to go down all the same. Zolta Jesus doesn't care about taking tower shots. Pops his ult. Wise Hobbit's coming around the side, but is it going to be even enough? Will he get in there before Ryze goes down the slice and dice? He gets locked up. He's still ulted, though. Is he going to get in on Ryze? He pops the ignite, and a Cataclysm has to go down to try and save Ryze. This is going to be really dangerous, though.
Yep,
He's
he was
gonna take
waiting
him
for
out.
this.
He's got
He
one
was
more
waiting
shot.
for it.
He might get Wise Hobbit, too. This is a really big alligator. Satchel Charge goes back to try and defend Zolta Jesus, a really scary tank. And now Fanzer has to Mystic Shift away in the bot lane as J-Pope is diving on him. Not going to be enough. There's going to be another pickup for Akali. She just BM sits there. She knows she has him. Man,
Yeah.
J-Pope is rocking it.
Yeah, and he knows that he's got the power to kill almost anybody on this map. Really,
Gold
Jarvan
lead
is
is
the
so
only
high
one.
right now, dude. It's 16k. No, 14k. They
It's
can
still
take a Baron
crazy.
right now.
Look at this. Just a bit
No,
overconfident.
J-Pope stays a little bit too long, but there's enough of a dash. Nope, shutdown goes to Jarvan.
Wow.
Good job. Akali staying a little bit too long, and Greedy trying to pick up another kill onto Leona. Nearly gets it before Jarvan shuts her down. And they're going to take this mid lane turret as an answer, though. Props unable to defend it on his own against the combination of Money 16 and Zilta Jesus.
I gotta
the
say,
siege.
Caleb Gardner on Rise has done. Is it Caleb? I think it's Caleb. Is what I saw in the Twitch chat. It's his name without vowels. Caleb Gardner has been doing he's been doing a pretty good job, but and here's a dive. They want it all.
ICC's all actually picks that kill up onto Prof, so nicely done for the AD carry, and now diving even further, Dirty Hobo Joe is zoning them away from this tower, while Money 16, Zilla to Jesus, and IC all take out the tower, and they're taken low by True Shot Barrage, but no matter, they keep pushing it on. They will get it. Jarvan tries to dive in, but a 90 caliber net says, no thank you, I'm out of here, and they all get away without losing one.
Yeah, I don't want to blame anybody on this team at all. I mean, they did a good job in the laning phase. They have had good plays, good rotations, and the players have not played badly. I just think it's really, again, what we were saying before, it's decision making. It's that Rise might not know to be cautious in that particular situation. Akali's missing. Vi hasn't been seen on the map, and Renekton is sort of not in the lane, or Renekton's baiting him.
Well, and it all comes down to experience.
Here...
Look at J-Pup's locking up Calebkin. There he goes. He's taking extremely low. He's so big right now, and this is what Caleb can't do. He can't push lanes on his own. He's so low comparatively. He has no magic resist. He's built tanky for Renekton and for Caitlyn, and it hasn't panned out this game.
And
so
truthfully, if he had,
is really, really key. And yeah, I don't know what they can do at this point other than Turtle.
I was gonna say, even if he had built magic resistance, I don't know if it would be enough. This Akali's huge. She's doing partial AD damage as well. I mean, her AD is close to 150, which isn't massive, but if he had gone for magic resistance instead of armor, I don't think it would have made too much of a difference.
Picked up that needlessly large rod and one buyback at the store too. I mean, she's rarely gone back. She's been able to spell vamp so much of her health back up, even if she's taken it, that it doesn't really matter. Now, Ezreal gets locked up by Dark Binding. They can't really counter on that one, but Zolta Jesus looking to shove onto this inhibitor, and here comes Dirty Hobo Joe to tank some damage shots as they do it. Even in a 5v5 situation under their own inhibitor, they have to give it up. Bullimic Housewives are reeling now, and I would say they're going to rotate up top. They could back off Baron, come back, and push to win right now. They don't need it, certainly, but there's no way that Bullimic Housewives can contest this.
Right, there's no way Bullimic Housewives would be able to contest them doing Baron, but like you said, I think that they know they don't need it. It would just be wasting time, and they could lose to a possible Baron steal. Here's the dive in.
This is gonna be the game, I think. A big Inferno Bomb comes in, deals a lot of damage, but ICC Zol takes out the tower. Zolta Jesus coming in, doing a lot of damage. Slice and Dice is back. Everybody's melting for the red team. Another double kill over to Akali, and Zolta Jesus looking to tank all that turret shot, and Dirty Hobo Cho as well. Nice combination of ults. They get an inhibitor, they get 3, they're going to Baron right now.
Or they might just push the wave and turn around and try and end it. It looks like you're right.
They're gonna back. They're taking their advantages very slowly and methodically. They know
they're
they
totally
have a huge
going
lead.
to Baron.
Yeah, they're definitely going to Baron. Akali's actually running interference up on the mid lane and zoning out Fanzer. He can't get anywhere near. He actually might pick up a kill.
Wow.
Forces the Mystic Shift away. It's not going to be enough. He gets it. A rampage for J-Pop. This is an incredibly one-sided battle so far. Baron being taken by 4. Not even the highest damage dealer being dulled. And yeah, that Baron's going to fall. No problem. No contest. Fanzer had no chance.
Yeah, it's just, you see it. He's 3 or 4 shotted. There's not much left after she hits him with a proper combo, and even when he arcane shifts, she's just like, all right, I'll catch you eventually, just slow down a second.
Yeah,
and
that was a Baron pickup and a kill. And they've got 2 inhibitors. All they need to do is now shove down mid lane. It could even take a further advantage and just push the bot. They can really take a team fight anywhere they want right now. The only chance, and I really mean the only chance that real Bullimic has right now, is to take a fight under one of their remaining turrets or at their nexus and hope to lock everyone up in it. Zigzal.
Yeah, and they have to have Akali and Caitlyn die. If either of those champions survive a fight, they cannot hope to defend their turrets. Because Caitlyn is so fed.
Akali dashes in and out of everything, and this is the problem. Jarvan might be a decent pickup, but yeah, look, she's 1v4ing them right now, and J-Pup's actually getting locked up. This could be the chance they're looking for. She pops her Zhonya's Hourglass. Her team is getting there in time, but J-Pup gonna dive onto props. Not enough to get the kill. Actually, the black shield goes on J-Pup. Not dead yet. There goes the Demacia. And J-Pup's still not dead. They really wanted to call it. Couldn't quite pick her up. The Baron buff regenerating all of her health. Spellvamp helping out along the way. Zhonya's Hourglass paying for itself. And this is going to be the game unless there is something that Bullimic can do about it. They've only got 3 people up. Towers are being pushed on. Getting locked up. There goes Caleb. Hammer. Half Metal gets taken out of the well. That is just complete domination from the blue team, and this will be the end of the game. Bullimic Housewives will be out, and moving on up is going to be No Logic Gaming.
Yeah, and they just put on a clinic of how to use Akali effectively. And Vi, I mean, Vi we've seen in hundreds of games, LCS, tournament level, everything. Everybody has seen Vi. But Akali has sort of been a niche pick that not a lot of people specialize in. J-Pope showing that, like, Akali has the power. She has the strength to be used. You just need to know when, and you need to know your limits, and he showed that really well. Minus the one or two dives on Ezreal and Jarvan.
Yeah, a little bit cocky, and that's what comes with the territory when you've already got yourself up to 11 or 12 kills. Akali actually ended the game on 16-2-2,
That's
easily
crazy.
taking the MVP, but Vi setting up a lot of those kills. Excellent roams by all of the team, and, you know, I still got to hand it to Bullimic. They played not so far behind in the beginning. They actually took the first blood. They did really, really well to maintain their lanes, but the Akali roams were just a little bit too powerful. And Ryze got locked up, and I hate to say it, but he got taken out really, really easily, and that kind of makes you question that pickup.
Well, they did exactly what I thought they would to shut him down. You treat him like Trundle. You get him down early, and he will never be effective for the rest of the game. If Ryze had been left alone with Renekton, the way that top lane usually is, top lane is kind of an island on their own, and junglers sort of show up once in a while. But Ryze had been, if he'd been left alone with Renekton, I think he would have done infinitely better. We probably would have seen a couple more deaths from him, but we would have seen more farm, more scaling, and he wouldn't have fallen quite so behind. And he was just desperate to get farm. So that's why a lot of his deaths happened, just being out so far to catch up.
Yeah, they were diving towers too. Akali and Renekton had absolutely no fear this game, and it shows they barely had any deaths. I mean, you combine them, that was 3 deaths for both champions. Nobody else died except for one Morgana, and that was the first blood. I mean, real props to all over No Logic Gaming. They did fantastic. A good job, though, by Real Bullimic Housewives staying in this game, but it will be No Logic moving on to the semifinals to play the winner of Lag I Swear and Forsaken Gaming.
That was a matchup from just the other day, wasn't it? When in the gold tournament, Lag I Swear was in that tournament too.
Oh, they're both
And
high
Forsaken
level
Gaming.
teams, so this is going to be a real good semifinals. I hope you guys don't go anywhere. We're also going to see the winner of Goof Troop and Team Zero face off against the winner of Gavik Gaming and Team Jene, who won our last. I believe they won the last gold division,
Yep,
didn't they?
they did.
So this is a lot of good teams left in this tournament. So you guys don't go anywhere. This is going to get really exciting. Forget LCS. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you can go watch the VODs later.
Yeah, you guys can get the VODs, you know, and we'll upload you some VODs as well. So good luck, have fun to the remaining teams. We will be seeing you guys soon, but until then, I'm Pyrotechnic signing off.
I'm Sin. Later, guys.
I hope you get your camera back from the void, dude.
Man, I'm gonna go bother Kog'Maw, see if he can give it back to me.
I'll go tell his dad. Maybe we can get Vel'Koz to help out.
Treat him like a cat. He'll cough it up like a hairball.
All right, yeah, that seems like it'll work. All right, guys, we'll get the next game right for you.